Hello friend, welcome back. In this video, I will discuss about how can create simple server with Express.js. As I told you, Express is used for manage our backend server, right? So now in this video, I want to create one of the simple server with Express.js. So for doing this, that is our previous project as a bicycle project, right? Peter, I want to add the things in here. Okay, I have already saved this all that file. If you go to your exercise file, from here we started, and whatever the things I have done, that is our done project. Okay, now that is our done project. Now I want to do, I have already done it in our JavaScript. So into the JavaScript, rather than we have to install it again, I don't want to, I make it as a clean. I delete this data and delete this public folder and delete, and also make it as a continue. I want to delete it. Yeah, now you can see it's not removed, and also there's a view. We don't need this any view file. I remove it. Only that node module, the index.js, and then package.js, and then package.json. Okay, so that's all that is our initialize all that file. Now I want to add this project again. Okay, I want to add this project again, and better I want to change that name if I can. Then better I want to make it as Express. Okay, Express. Now I just simply rename it, which is totally fine. Now this file, okay, that is on the clean file. I want to take this file in our Visual Code Editor. Simply open this folder, and now in our desktop, that is our JavaScript, right? So where exactly that is our JavaScript folder, and that is our Express, right? I want to select this folder only. Now click as a select folder. Now you can see it's not successfully loaded. Great. So right now in our index, so into this index there have some of the things I want to do to remove everything. Okay, I simply make it as a clean. Now I want to discuss about that our Express, that means how to create. Okay, create server with Express. Okay, now that is totally clean. So now first of all, I want to install that Express. Okay, so if you want to install that Express, then we have to go to our terminal. Into this terminal area, I want to open this terminal. Now into this terminal, first of all, you have to install it. So if you want to install that Express, you have to write down as a npm. Okay, npm and then install, or rather than right now I'm using that I. Okay, I and then Express. So that will be as a npm I express. So that is the command for install that Express.js in your system. Okay, now I just click as enter. Now it will be downloaded all that file, and it will be installed this Express.js in your system. Okay, it may take a little time. Right now is downloading all that file, and now it's installing. Yeah, you can see it's now successfully done. That means Express.js is now successfully installed in your system. So here I have already installed that Express. Now you can actually import this Express. Okay, if you want to import, I have already discussed about that things with you, what exactly you have to do. I take one of the constant variable. Okay, I take one of the constant variable and I just name it as a Express. Okay, that will be one of the Express. And first of all, if you want to import this module, we have to make it as a required, right? So that will be as a required, and then our module name, that will be as a Express. I hope it's very much clear to you. So now you're actually creating one of the servers. So step by step, everything will be more clear. So now I import our Express, and after that, I want to take another variable. I just name it as a app. And now here I want to call one of the function as a Express function. And into this Express function here, if you put your cursor, now you can see it's now display. It's actually used for creates an Express application. Okay, so it will be created one of the Express application. So I simply take this function as a Express. Now I want to call one of the server app. So that means in our app, and then with the listen. Okay, with the listen here I want to add that our server port name. Okay, our server port name, and you can see it's also pass one of the parameter as a callback function. You can actually add it in here. Okay, into this listen. So first of all, I name it our port name. I want to use that as a port name 3000, which is totally fine. And after that, better I want to use one of the callback function. Okay, I simply call callback function. I simply loaded the callback function, and into this callback function area, I want to display some of the things like as a console. That is message when our server will be running, what type of message that will be displayed. It will be displayed as a server. Okay, server is running at port 3000. Okay, so this type of one of the message, then that will be displayed. So when our server will be running, then every time our this message will be displayed as a server is running. Okay, ing that will be as a ing. Server is running at port 30,000. So I have already installed some of the package before for our this project. If you go to that our packages, into these packages, you can say I have already installed that nodemon. So I hope you already know why this nodemon is important. So when you save this page, automatically that will be executed. So if you want to access it, I have already created one of the script as a server script, right? That is our index, it should be loaded. So if you want to now run that nodemon, then we have to simply run as a npm and then run our server, right? That is a server. Now if you click as enter, our server will be running. You can see our server is now successfully running. Now if you want to access it, like I just click as a save all, okay, or you can see it's now successfully displayed as a server is now running at port 3000. So as I told you, nodemon will be executed our total things when you save this file. Okay, so right now I have already discussed about that things with you. I hope it's not much hard for you. Simple. So now I want to access our this 3000 port. If you go to our page, and that is will be our local host and then 3000, right? If you open it, now you can see it's now display one of the error. It's now display one of the error as a cannot get and then slash. It's actually display this type of one of the error because of all by default they are actually expecting one of the route. I didn't create any route, for the reasons actually is display this error. So don't worry about it. So here I didn't create any route, for the reasons it's actually displayed. Okay. So better if you want to do that work, like that is our app, and here I have already passed that is as I told you, and it will be a create an express application. So with this here I take the things with this variable. Now I want to run one of the route. Okay, I want to run one of the route, that is an app. Okay, into this app now we can actually access, there is a different type of method, like as a get method, post method, delete method, patch method. Okay, right? Now I want to get this data. That means I want to pass on the request data from here. That will be as a get method. I simply loaded this get method in here, and our route will be what I want to do. Our route for home route I want to use. That means that will be as a slash, right? So that will be our route. Now I want to use this route, so that will be as a slash route. So into this slash route here, now we have to pass one of the request handler. Before I have already discussed about that things with you. Into this parameter area, now I want to pass another request handler. You can see that is the request handler, and into this request handler that will be passed two parameter. One is the request, another is the response. I hope you already remembered that things. Now I want to create, just simply pass it. That will be one of the parameter as a request, right? That will be as a request, and then another one will be as a response. And then our array function, I declared that array function. So now whatever the things you will be you can do that work in here. Okay, like I want to pass one of the request with this request parameter, that is a request, and into this request now I want to use that as a send method. Okay, so that is all be one of the send method, and into this send method area here I want to pass one of the HTML code, like as the h1 tag, and I want to close this h1 tag. Right? So friend, don't worry, step by step everything will be more clear. Just simply continue and understand what exactly the things I'm doing in here. Okay, so that is our requested. I pass that send one of the HTML tag, and I pass that HTML tag like as a hi Aryan. Okay, hi Aryan. Okay, I simply pass one of the HTML tag in here with our request. Now if you click as a save all, our server is now successfully running. If you go to our page, now refresh it. Now it shows on that type error as a request sent is not a function. Okay, you can see there is a request type. That will be obviously one of the response, not that request. That will be as a response. Okay, here I simply pass that as a response. Now response sent, and then that will be our message. Now click as a save all again. Server is now running. If you go refresh it, yes, you can see now it's actually displayed as a hi Aryan. Our error is totally gone. So for the slash now it's pass one of the URL or into this URL area, that is one of the get method. I simply pass with our handler, that is our request handler, with the response or the send method. Here I pass one of the name as a hi Aryan. right? Now that is visible in our page for our slash. That means that is for our slash. If you click as enter, now you can see it's going to display as a hierarchy. So now I want to create another URL, and into this URL, if you want to pass some of the JSON data, then how can do that work? I show you here after this. Okay, after this I name it as app. Sorry, that will be the app, and that will be one of the get method. And now I want to create another route that will be for the about. Okay, that will be for the about. And then our same procedure here we have to add. That means here I want to pass that our request handler. There is a 2 parameter. One is the request, another is the response. Right, I simply pass both of these, and then our array function, and into this area here now I want to pass one of the JSON data. Okay, like I just with this response now I want to pass that as a JSON. So that is our JSON method. So into this JSON area now I want to pass one of the object data. So before, when you pass any object data, we make it as a string file, right? But right now we don't need to do anything. Like here I show you, I want to pass one of the JSON data, okay, as a name. I name it as a name, so that will be the name, and I just make this name will be as a whatever name. I just make it as a Aryan. Okay, so that is one of the JSON data. So now if you check it, now click as a save all, and now if you want to access this our route, then that will be as a about, right? After that, I first of all refresh this page, and then after that will be as a about. Now click as a enter. Now you can see, friend, now it's actually display on the JSON data, right? So that is our string. Automatically that is changed. Before, if you want to display it, then you have to make it as a string file. With this string file, we convert that object data to the string. But right now you can see it's not display like that way. Here we don't need to pass any string file in here. So that is one of the JSON data, and this JSON data is now successfully displayed in here. So I have already discussed about one of the method as a get method, right? In our next video, I will work with our another method as a post method. And how can do that work step by step, I will show you everything with a live example. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.